In this video, as the title suggests, I'm going to be talking about the music that runs from the gravestone scene into this scene. Like the graveyard scene, we wanted to choose a song this time for the second scene of the corridor that you've just seen a clip of it. This scene will include the credits as they're walking, and we also want it to be a bit more upbeat, so the two scenes contrast with each other. However, because of the smooth transition we're having visually between the scenes, we're having the camera going into the back of a character in the first scene, and then to transition into the next scene, it's coming out of the back, as it were, so it's black and then it comes back out. We wanted to make the transition in music as smooth as possible, so it goes well with the thing. So we didn't really want music to play and sort of fade out and then fade in with another sort of upbeat soundtrack. So our idea was to actually use the same song as the previous scene, because it would create a nice smoother changeover. And the two we chose, which I'm going to just analyse in a minute, were Intro by the XX and also The Saints Are Coming by U2 and Green Day, because we thought these ones were the best they were the best in the sense that it was sort of quite low and sort of downbeat, and then it all of a sudden sort of kicks in and becomes more upbeat, whereas the other few were a bit sort of the same the whole way through, like the beat was still sort of quite low. So yeah, we chose those two. This is just going to be a clip of the bit in the XX intro song where it goes from sort of quite downbeat to a more upbeat tune. So as you heard just then, the beat, when it becomes more upbeat, the beat kicks in more and a guitar tune becomes more noticeable. The drums also get a lot more of a beat going, sort of upbeat tempo, and I think this is the way we want this transition to happen. I think this is really good because, first of all, I really like the beginning tune in the graveyard, and I think it all well with that scene. But also the second part where the beat does kick in, it creates quite it's hard to quite a warm feeling, which juxtaposes with the graveyard. And I think this is good because in this scene it's where we first meet the femme fatale. So because of this contrast of low beat to upbeat, it could represent there's something quite not right, and it could be because of her. This tune is also quite catchy in the beginning and the bit we're using for this walking scene. And I personally like it because it will keep the audience a lot more interested, especially as this bit is where we're going to put all the credits in and stuff. So yeah, it helps having a catchy tune, because otherwise people sort of might drift off and not really want to pay attention. So the only thing probably negative about this one is that it's not very film noir-y, but because we're trying to recreate neo-noir, a bit like the film Brick, and we're subverting the genres a bit, I think this isn't really that much of a problem, because we're not going to really have old-fashioned music when in this type of film, because it is a lot more sort of modern, as it were. Next is the second song, which is The Saints Are Coming by U2 and Green Day, and this is what the changeover bit sounds like.
But the shadow still remains since your descent,
I like this one again because the first bit goes really well with the graveyard scene, and also there is a big difference and a much more of a difference in tempo and beat compared to the XX song Intro. I think it would suit the scene well because of the fast drum beat and guitar strumming. and it could represent the storyline as well because of the death and tragedy, etc. However, personally, I think this one could be a bit too fast and aggressive for the type of scene, because the scene's more of a sort of a gentle stroll walk down the corridor of the school, and also because the credits are appearing. If we were to choose this one, the music may put the audience a bit from the actual visual of the scene and also the credits, because if they want to read the credits, they've got this really loud, fast thing, they might not be able to concentrate as much. However, like Intro, it is a really catchy tune, a catchy beat, which will keep the audience interested. But as I just mentioned, it would be difficult to use it down to the fact that it would possibly be a bit too overpowering of everything else on the screen that you're watching, and we don't really want the audience to sort of not pay attention. We want the visual to be more overpowering than anything else. We don't want the music to put people off from watching and concentrating on the actual storyline. From what I've just said, you might have guessed, but we're going to use Intro by the XX purely down to the fact because we thought the U2 and Green Day one was a bit too strong. But so in our opening and introduction scene with the credits and the graveyard and walking and everything, we're going to use Intro by XX.